All right, so I'm gonna start on the ground here. I like to work my neck. I like to do that first because if I save it for last, I never do it because I'm lazy. All right, so neck's important. I usually use the iron neck, but I left it in my car. So I'm just gonna do some yes, no's. All right, so I'm gonna do yes first. I'm tucking my chin. I'm not pulling on my spine. Just tucking my chin. I'll do about 50 of these. All right, then we'll go back and forth. This is the nose. So just back and forth, shoulder to shoulder. If you can't go shoulder to shoulder, just do what you can do. There's no reason to force any of this, especially with your neck. And if you want, I call these maybes. These are like figure eights. You go around 3 times. Just kind of clean up those corners a little bit of the range of motion. All right, cool. So now, I don't always do this, but I like to warm up my wrists. I got some crappy wrists. They're not as crappy as they once were though, because of this. All right, so I stole this little routine from GMB. It's like a gold medal bodies fitness. So I do these little fingertip push-ups. And then I do about 10, 15, 30, whatever. Go super technical. And then I'm going little heel of the palm push-ups. And again, this just kind of gets, if you got bad elbows, bad wrists, fingers, any of this crap, it's all connected. These are a great way to start. So I go inside, make my palms face each other. Closer, the harder it is. Further out, it's a little easier. Just kind of adjust accordingly. Okay, and then I'm gonna go rock back and forth, basically till my heels and my palms start to come up off the floor. Bring home a baby bumblebee here. All right, so now I'm gonna face my wrists out, and I'm just gonna rock back and forth here. Nice. Now I'll put the tops of my hands on the floor, rock back and forth. All right, beautiful, nice. You know, the whole purpose of a warm-up is to get better at stuff you suck at or places you're weak, right? But also the main purpose is to prepare yourself for whatever movements you're gonna be doing. So I try to activate certain muscle groups. That was me just kind of working on areas that are weak. I got these bands here. I made a video before, might have made a couple of them a while back. These are movers bands. They're super cheap, you know, compared to like these bands. You know, this I think I paid like 15, 20 bucks. This was like less than $2. I bought like 48 at the same time. I got them all over the place. I just handed them out to people, rich in bands. All right, so they can do just about everything you can with a fitness band. I've never had one break, and I use them all the time. So this is pretty much the greatest invention in fitness since shake weight. Is that fair? All right, so you can do a million things with these. I'll use them a few times a day, but we're gonna pull this thing apart, right? Band Pullaparts. Driving the heels of the, your knife edge of your hand back, your pinky side. And I'm squeezing my shoulder blades together in the back, retracting my scapula. So I'm doing this not with my triceps, but with my shoulders, all right? You cannot make your upper back too strong. I don't care what it is you're doing. It'll make everything better. It'll make everything work better. And your back likes high volume. So if you want to do these every day, do them every day. You want to do 10 of them every day, do it. You want to do 6,000, do it. All right, so I'm going to do a pull apart. I'm going to go into this little thing called a dislocate. And it just kind of stretches the pec minor. I sort of tore mine a little, I didn't tear it, but I pulled it or did something. I'm always doing something stupid. All right, so this gets a nice stretch. Bring it back. Bring it over. If it's too tight, just kind of let it loose a little bit. Choke up accordingly. This is your workout. You just do whatever you want, all right? So I'm gonna bring this apart. Sometimes I like to bring these over and then kind of do this little behind the neck thing. Over, behind the neck. All right, you hammer like 25 of these out, you'll get a nice pump, man. Those rear delts will be looking like diamonds. Let's throw this over top here. It's an over-under knot. It's pretty technical. I'm gonna come out here, I'm gonna do some tricep extensions. We'll do some light benching today. Triceps are involved, so I'm gonna warm them up, right? And we're gonna kind of do this like sort of shallow here. I'm not doing like a full range of motion, not yet. I just wanna get a little blood flow to the elbows. I'm an old man. All right, so I'm going out here. And you can do like 25, 30, 35, 10, whatever, just until it feels pretty good. Now I'm gonna do these lat pullovers. I love these. Nice and easy. So I'm opening up. I want the whole world to see my armpits. And I'm really stretching out the lats when I do this. And just feel it, just go by feel here. Open it up, really try to get in your lats. Bring it forward, stretch it out. And then you wanna twist a little bit, as long as you're not under a lot of load, go for it. This is a great way to get those going. Okay. All right, so my hip flexors suck. Everything on me sucks, just assume that. I'm gonna bring this through here. Tighten it up a little bit. Put this on my, these by the way, I did a review on Skinners before. These are Whitins, and maybe I'll do a review, but they're, sorry Skinners, but they're cheaper and they're better than Skinners. I don't know, I hope no abusive child labor laws were used in the creation of them, but they're pretty cheap and they're nice. Pull my knee toward my chest. I'm just working my hip flexors here. They're kind of well, they're painfully neglected for me, and I always forget to work them, and I always pay for it. We do jiu-jitsu, you're always, we're in something called a guard. We're always on the floor, wrapping our legs around people. So I like to keep them fresh, keep them strong. 25 reps, 15 reps, whatever. Nice. Okay. Pull it back, snap it. All right, so I'm feeling pretty good. If you don't know if you are activating all the muscle groups correctly, and if you're new at lifting, grip with your toes and your fingers as hard as you can, and usually everything else in between kind of works itself out. I'm gonna push my butt back, and I'm gonna kind of keep a neutral spine, lock my lats in position now that they're nice and freshly activated. I'm gonna push my butt back, just drop in between. And I'm just stretching my hamstrings here, firing the glutes at the top a little bit. Like I said, I say pretty much 25 to everything. I like to really work my upper back and shoulders. There's a million ways to do that. One thing I like to do a lot is hanging scapular retractions. So you hang in a hollow position. If you hang back here, it's not gonna kill you, but over time, you may find a strain in your lower back. So I like to keep my toes in front of me, right? And I'm gonna kind of look up, and I'm gonna lock my lats in. I'm gonna pull my shoulder blades back behind me. So I'm kind of hitting my lats. There's multiple ways to do this exercise. I'm just squeezing everything in the back like this. And 25. I'm gonna do some bodyweight squats. This isn't part of the exercise, but you can just make it nicer than you found it. Okay, so what I'm doing here, bodyweight squats, I'm gonna go down, I'm gonna push my knees out. Anytime I'm telling somebody how to squat, especially somebody's like, I don't squat because my knees hurt, right? Push your knees out. Just spread the floor, right? Tear the floor in half, right? So I'm pushing my knees out as I go down, and this is really working the glute medius. It's another small little part of the body that do a lot and cause a lot of problems if they're weak. So I'm actively pushing out as I go down here. Plus you get strong hip flexors, strong glute medius, your squat will go up. Sweet. So I got my warm up in. What I'm gonna do now, the main workout. So what I have is 3 exercises. It's a full body workout. I do this on average 5 days a week. So I may do it 3-4 days in a row, just depending on how I'm feeling. And I'll vary the intensity accordingly. So these are, because there's like less than 24 hours recovery time, most of the volume, it's relatively high volume. I might have 15, 20 sets of bench press in a week, but it's what a lot of people call junk volume. That being said, it works with just about any schedule. And I'm on the mats in jiu-jitsu 4 to 6 hours a week. So I'm getting banged up. Junk volume, I've been binging on it a lot, and it's kept me in the game. So junk volume or good volume, I don't really care. It feels great. I hesitate to even call it a program because it's got such a freestyle nature. But you could do it at any training age. Very inspired by Dan John and Pavel Tetzelin's Easy Strength program. Absolutely love it. Love those guys. Just good practical advice that they give as a whole. But it's definitely the way that I like to train. It speaks to me, if you will. So if you see a lot of similarities between what I'm doing and what they preach, that's no accident, right? I'm totally ripping it off. But mine's free, right? All right, so I'm gonna start off. What I do is almost every workout that I've been doing in the past year or so has an upper body pull, an upper body push, and then a lower body something, right? Right now I'm starting with the upper body. I like to start with an upper body pull. I feel like when my upper back has the juices flowing, everything else kind of feels better. So I like ring pull-ups. It's just a lot easier on my shoulders and my elbows. So I'm gonna do about 5 pull-ups here. Nice steady cadence, just really feel it. Then I'm gonna move into what I got going here. So I got a Black Widow Swiss bar, angled Swiss. Love that thing. I've done a review on it before a few years ago. What do you call it? It's kind of like a poor man's Tsunami bar. So what I got is those bands that I keep raving about, right? These little $2 bands hooked up to a 35-pound kettlebell so that I'm forced to be very conscious about what I'm doing as I bring the bar down. All right, so I'm gonna get under the bar. Of course, I'm lifting alone, so I got these set up here. I got an upper body push now, hitting the pecs, the shoulders, the triceps, bunch of stabilizer muscles. Bring this up to the front. Like I said, I gotta be careful with this. I got my feet on the floor, gripping with my toes. My glutes are on. Gonna push this up. Got some shakes. Hard night of drinking last night. All right, I'll bring this down. Back up. And I'll just do 5. Sometimes I'll do 15. All right, just kind of, I don't want to do 15 of those. I feel like I'll screw up my endocrine system or something. Vestibular system, sorry about that. Some squats. I'm gonna do 15 swings. I'm gonna do 5 goblet squats. Well, I'm gonna do that for my first set, and then if they're feeling good, I'm gonna do one of my favorite exercises, and that's like a kettlebell, double kettlebell clean to a squat. All right, so we'll do that maybe on the second and third set. Bring it up. All right, so that's set 1. Normally, because time is a big thing here, I like this workout because I can get it done in like 15 minutes if I'm not sitting here talking. So I just go right into the rings again. I just go around, it's a little triple set. So I'm working these agonist-antagonistic pairings. So I get a little bit of break in between, even though my heart's still pumping a little bit. So you get a little bit of a cardio effect, if you want to call it that. But I'm gonna mix in something called, I've been calling good guy practice, GGP. And that is in between sets, and I kind of created this whole thing at Fit Culture where we do this, where we'll do like a 5-minute round of light rolling. We'll go through like a little, string of exercises like this for 4 or 5 sets. And in between each set, we'll either drill a jiu-jitsu technique or we'll do like some flow rolling for 5 minutes. So by the time you're done with like an hour, if you want to take it that long, because you could scale this however you want. By the time you're done, you might have, 3, 4 pretty solid sets in. Full body workout and like 20, 30 minutes of rolling. So it's just a fun, it's not the best way to do it, but in my schedule honestly, it's just a lot of fun. You get a lot done. So I'll drill a technique here. What do we do here? Well, let's do some, we'll do a mounted arm bar, okay? All right, so this guy's putting his hands up on my chest or whatever. I'm gonna slide up to a modified mount, bring it over, boom, hit the arm bar. We'll come up to the base. All right, we'll hit the other side. Boom. Bam. I'll just do this a few times. This, by the way, this is a good way to get good at stuff, right? Go on the modified mount. Hit the arm bar. Go up to my elbow. Bam. Boom. Okay. Just get a few reps in. You can make that a workout if you want, right? Just get a few in. Let's add some weight. I love this thing. I'm a big fan of cheap homemade fitness gear. Well, repurposing, a rigging loop that you might find on like some longshore docks or something. Got this loop here, you put it around your waist. If you want to add a plate to it, just drop it, thread the needle. That's something. So it's no pressure to go heavier. I'm not training for a competition. I'm in no hurry. I'm just kind of keeping the lights on, keeping the music playing. And this right here. So now I'm feeling fresh. This is an exercise my buddy Ryan Minnie turned me on to. I mean, I just feel like a man when I do these. It kind of works every part of the body. I'm gonna do a clean, like a swing to a clean, boom. I'm gonna pause for a second, hit a squat. All right, so it's not like a power clean or like a full clean. It's a boom, and then squat. Drop it down, hit it again. I'm just gonna do 5 of them. I think I am anyway. Set. So, let me catch my breath. I'm gonna put a bunch of stuff in the description of this. I'll probably do a write-up, which is probably too long for the description, where I just kind of answer some frequently asked questions and some stuff that's kind of come up for me over the years. Link to the equipment, you know, I'll probably put an affiliate link to these sweet hybrid sock shoes. Like and subscribe.
Boom.
Yeah.